Hello YouTube, it's Liam the Deaf Doom Metalhead with a brand new video. This time I'm doing a collection update because I haven't done one of them in a while, and I've got a few LPs and a couple of CDs and a DVD to show off. Hope you're all well. I'm in a bit of a shitty mood today, so I wasn't going to do a video because my son, my oldest son, has been told to isolate with his mum because his teacher got a COVID test that came through as positive. So I've now got 2 weeks where I can't see him, so it's put me in a pretty bad mood. I don't normally air my personal dramas and all that, but I thought I'd get it off my chest because I'm in a very shitty mood today and I've been listening to a lot of angry music. And my wife's been tiptoeing around me and providing me with treats and snacks to keep me happy, which is lovely of her. So yeah, anyway, moving on, no drama. So this one is one I picked up a couple of weeks ago, I think. I've been listening to it solidly and I love it. This is the new live album from Autopsy that came out the end of October, I think, just before or just after Halloween. This is the only show they did this year, just before COVID. So the story behind this album is they were going to do a big tour this year, get all the best recordings of each track, shove it on an album. They only got into one date of the tour, which was the one in Chicago, and then obviously the whole quarantine around the world hit. And then they couldn't do it anymore. Now, I believe Ken from Ken's Death Metal Kid Crypt was at this show. So he might be able to confirm that if he sees his video. Because the support was strong as fuck. It was really good support. And this has got some brilliant Autopsy songs. I mean, I'm not au fait with Autopsy. I mean, I like them. And I'm going to buy more of their albums because I can get them really cheap from where I live. Directly from Peaceville. And I've been listening to them a lot since listening to this. And I really, really enjoy their stuff. Whereas before, it kind of passed me by and I kind of ignored it. This one's really cool because it's also got a new track that I wrote called Maggots in the Mirror. But as you can see there, you get a lot of music on this album and it's brilliant. Really sounds cool, really good recording. And it's presented really nicely in this as well. We've got a full gatefold with photos of the band and fans, which is always cool to see. And each disc on the inlay has got a member of the band done as a zombie, which is even cooler. Because why would you not want that? It's got these like nice little posters of the gig there. So you had Cyanide, Professor Black and Mulder as support, which I thought was awesome. All great bands. Like I say, on the inlays you can see there, they'd be zombified up. That's the two guitar players there. Yeah, brilliant sounding. Been blasting it. You have to have it loud to really appreciate it. You can't sit there and listen to this quietly. You have to have it smashing out the speakers. And what was really nice about it as well, because I got it directly from Peaceville, they provided a DVD of their documentary, as it were, Born Undead, about 2 hours long, just a whole history of the band up until 2012, 2013 maybe. And then it's got a few live shows thrown in there as well. And yeah, you know, it's just one of those, like the Cannibal Corpse one, you know, it's got that really in-depth interview with all the band members featured. All past members are in here as well. And yeah, it's fucking awesome. Brilliant band, brilliant album. Live album even, you know, it's just still brilliant. And I'll probably keep my eyes out for the full length when it comes out. Moving on. This one I was really happy to get. I got it in the UK from an eBay seller who made a offer to me and I couldn't turn it down. It was a lot cheaper than what the prices I was looking at to get it imported from Germany and other places that had a copy of it, and that is Ahab's 2009. I think this came out. What's it called? The Divinity of Oceans. So Ahab are a German funeral doom band, one of my favourite funeral doom bands. They're just one of those bands that sounds so crushing, so fucking heavy, it's ridiculous. Like, most funeral doom bands can be really crushing, can be really heavy, but what Ahab do differently is have this really nice way of building a really calm track. It's like really nice sounding, lovely acoustic keys, really nice drawn out vocals, no growly stuff. And then it will hit you with a doom, like a death doom section, like brutal guitar tones, crushing riffs, the double kick going at a certain pace, and then the growls kick in, and it just sounds amazing. You can tell they were heavily influenced by like Morbid Angel, Obituary, that kind of thing, along with all other influences in here. I mean, the artwork on this album is fantastic. And obviously, because they're Ahab, it's all about Moby Dick, all that kind of thing. And it's just a brutal, brutal band. Seen them live back in 2014, I think. I chose to go see these guys at a festival over Cannibal Corpse. And I was really glad I did, because I've seen Cannibal Corpse a number of times. And you kind of already know what you're going to get. But I didn't have no idea what these guys are going to be like live. And they were brilliant. They've got about 4 albums out and have just released a new live album out this year, which I also want. Through Napalm Records, I think I mentioned that. 2009, yeah. I think they formed in 2004. And it's just crushing. If you like drawn out, really heavy doom metal, but with that really nasty death metal edge, you can't go wrong with this band. And they really are one of those bands that don't sit on a riff too long. It all flows really nicely. There's no boring drawn out sections. All the songs, especially on vinyl. I mean, I've streamed this on MP3 for years. And to hear it on vinyl, it sounds totally different. It's a totally different experience and it's brilliant. So yeah, Ahab. Now this one's a 2020 release that came out at the end or the beginning of November actually. This year. And I always show my wife this cover to tell her, like, when she's telling me off for buying records, it's going to happen to her. And that is December Noir's latest. Called The Renaissance of Hope. Look at that picture. That's hilarious. So yeah, you could tell he's upset about something. She might have not done his dinner or something like that maybe. It's me being very sexist. There she is there afterwards. She might be swimming at that point, I don't know. She might be alright. But yeah, this is German Death Doom. I've spoke about these guys before. This is their 4th album. Definitely a step up from the last one by quite a fair bit. Really good guitar tone on this one. This came out through Life Force Records. That artwork is just hilarious. I've even got the poster up in the background to remind the wife when she comes in here. That's what's going to happen if you keep telling me off for buying records. But I got the 150 limited edition, like blue splatter kind of vibe. Like a clear blue with like specks of red in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. But out of the 150, I think there was 30 of them that got mispressed and they came out completely like red splatter with blue in there, and it looked really, really nice. And the band said if you've got one, you essentially got a collector's item. But they held a few back and they put them up for auction to support a venue that has, you know, is local to them, to keep it open because obviously COVID and all that kind of thing. And yeah, they went for silly money when I saw the bid. So I was quite hoping I might get one, but you know, I'm happy with what I got because that's what I paid for. Some more artwork there on the inlay. Giving her a cuddle, taking her for a walk, and then dunking her in the lake. But yeah, brilliant album, brilliant band. A few people who have watched my channel have picked up on this band and realised how good they are. And they are really, really good. If you like My Dying Bride, Paradise Lost, those kind of bands, you know, you're going to dig December Noir if you like the guttural vocals. There is clean vocals in there, but it's predominantly death metal vocals. But yeah, that's them. And then I'll do a CD next. This one is a side project from a Dutch death doom like trio of bands, I guess, really. Features AJ Van Drenthe, who was the original guitar vocalist in Beyond Belief, who I've shown on this channel before, which was like an early 90s death doom band. And the vocalist is Pim Blackenstein, who's obviously known for his Vicium Trist, I think you pronounce it. But also he was in 11th Hour. He's done loads of things. I think he's also been on a Clouds album, if you know that band. And that is the Extreme Cold Winter project they did. There's only 3 members. AJ Van Drenthe does all the guitar work, all the writing, I think. Then you've got Pim to do the vocals on it. And it is just really nasty, winter-themed death doom in that Dutch death doom style, which I absolutely love. Brilliant little project. This guy here, the drummer, Seth Van der Loo, fun fact about him, he was in a band I think called Severe Torture, and they were supporting Deicide back in 2007 on their tour. On the first 4 dates he had to do the vocals because Glenn Benton last minute refused to travel with the band, so they just got him on stage and he did the vocals, because he does backing vocals on this album. And yeah, fucking awesome. Brilliantly brutal death doom. Not very expensive to get hold of a copy. I found this on Amazon for like 10 quid. If you go on Discogs, it's a little bit more with postage, but it's cheaper. So yeah, try that one. Now this one's a bit of a different style. Another band that I listened to years ago on my iPod. when that was a thing. And they were very much in that traditional doom sound. So I was massive at Candlemass, Solitude, Dethroner, those kind of styles of epic doom. And I try and find bands that sound similar to that. And these guys, Altar of Oblivion, or one of them. Now, I was convinced they were Italian for years, but they're not. They're from Denmark. And this is their EP from 2016. Yeah. Essentially got 4 full-length tracks and then an acoustic track and a live track. This would probably please quite a few people if you're into the new wave of British heavy metal, that sound and power metal, but like early 80s power metal, like Crimson Glory, that kind of guitar tone and vocal style almost. So like people like Cloudy probably get a kick out of this if he watches this video. And Thomas from Merciful Metal will like this album as well a lot. This is an EP, but if you go and listen to the debut from these guys, it's fucking awesome. But I got this for like £5 off eBay. I just saw a British seller selling it. I was like, oh, I remember that band. Bid on that, put a £5 bid, won it instantly. So I was quite happy about that. Because I don't own anything by them physically. Now I do. So yeah, check them out. They've got that very much that 80s guitar power tone. And like I say, go check out the debut. You know, the full length, it's brilliant. So yeah, that's Altars of Oblivion. And then I'll show another CD, and there's only 2 CDs. This is a solo black metal project here from the UK. The chap who does everything for it messaged me a while ago when he did his demo to say, do you mind checking it out and see what you think on Instagram? And I was like, yeah, cool. I get quite a few people do that now. I don't know why, because I know fuck all about music, but they seem to trust my opinion for some weird reason. And I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of early Bathory and that kind of Viking-esque black metal style. And he's put out his first full length, just a self-titled Raven God. It's like 9 tracks, all self-produced, no label. Nice little thank you card there from the Raven God himself. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on my turntable I have put his sticker that he gave me just there, if you can see the little red one. So yeah, yeah, they sound like Bathory to me. He's got that very much that Viking-esque black metal style down. I mean, the EP sounded a bit more death metal to me when I listened to that. This has got very much more of a rawer black metal style to it. The production's decent. It's not the best, but you know, with this kind of style of music, you've got to be careful. You don't want to overproduce it to the point where it sounds too modern and it loses that edge. So this has got the right amount of edge for me. I mean, I don't like raw black metal. I just can't get into that at all. I don't understand modern bands trying to replicate stuff from the 90s when they just didn't have the equipment, and that's why it sounds that way. But this guy here, I don't even know his real name. I don't even know who he is, but he's a cool chap. And yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I'll happily support underground British metal if it sounds decent, and this sounds decent. They broke it then. So yeah, Raven God. And then moving on, this band, I think Daniel from the Vinyl Hazard got me into this band. I'm fairly confident it was him. I can't remember, but it's been on my want list for a while because I listened to it. I'm fairly sure he was the one who recommended it to me, and that is Sweden's Throne of Heresy with the album Decameron. This is a really cool gatefold. You can see like that. And then inside, you've got a map. So this is all about the Black Death that swept across Europe back in the day. Yeah, brilliant LP. Very much in the sound of like Necrophobic, that kind of style. So that Swedish death metal sound. And they've very much got that Necrophobic sound to me. That's why I probably like it a lot, because I like Necrophobic a lot. But yeah, is it double LP or single LP? It's single LP. Yeah, and it's just one of those albums I got, again, really cheap on Amazon. I just saw the price drop. I thought, I'm going to get that now, because I streamed it and I really enjoyed it. I checked a few tracks out of Daniel. I think I'm pretty sure it's Daniel that recommended it to me. And I was, you know, instantly hooked. And I've listened to this now a couple of times and it's been brilliant. So go check it out if you haven't. And then another UK band that again messaged me on Instagram and said, do you mind checking it out? And if you like it, I'll give you a free download code to the album. I was like, okay, cool. I listened to it and it's got that very much a doomy death with a black metal kind of tinge into it that I really like at the moment, especially with the black metal stuff. That's just become quite common now to me. I mean, before, I wouldn't even entertain black metal, but now it's just weird how I've completely flipped 180 and I now listen to black metal quite a lot. and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it, and it's just one of those genres that just clicked instantly. And these guys, Cult Burial from London, do it really, really well. I saw on Bandcamp they had an LP version of it. I was like, I have to have that. It wasn't a lot of money for what it is. Again, another self-release. I don't think this is on a label. Done it all by themselves, and it's really, really good. Black vinyl, no inlay. So I don't know what the lyrics are about, but it's got that very baritone. I think they do actually use baritone guitars, and that's how the whole project began. I've got one up there. If you don't know what a baritone guitar is, it's just essentially a longer scale length on the guitar, so the neck is really long like a bass guitar, so you can get those really low tuning sounds. And being in consecration, I obviously need that. And these guys are the same. They've just got that really good brutal death metal tinge to it. The drumming is really good, really technical, and fits the style of the genre really well, and it's produced really nicely. And then London bands normally are, because they've got obviously great studios around them. And I can't recommend this enough. If you've not checked them out and you're very much a fan of the underground, Cult Burial will do it for you. A really good gem from this year. It came out this year. And yeah, really enjoyed it. And then last but not least, I'm very happy to have this because I'm a mega fan of this band. And even the Evinter LP they're going to put out next month or this month, I might buy, even though it's orchestral stuff and it's not really my thing. I just think I need it in my collection. But I have the new EP from My Dying Bride, Macabre Cabaret, through Nuclear Blast. Came out last Friday, and I received it yesterday in the post. And yeah, the postman must have known I was in a shit mood, because he came to my door with like 4 records that instantly put a smile on my face. Because my car's also been playing up, so it's been a crap week for me already. But this has got essentially 2 full-length new tracks that follow on from the album that was released earlier this year. And then it's got a orchestral instrumental piece. And then the last track is the first track, but done with just orchestral parts. There's no guitar, drums, or anything like that. It's just Aaron singing along to it. And it's really, really nice. Really well presented. In a nice gatefold. Like a nice card, thick texture to it. On a matte finish. And I got the Marigold vinyl. There was like a blue splatter one, but I didn't see that on my website, so I got this through EMP. So yeah, really happy to have this, because it really does accompany the full length that came out at the beginning of the year really nicely. You can see they had obviously some tracks left over they weren't sure what to do with. I think anyway, they might have gone and ripped them afterwards, or wrote them afterwards during lockdown, but I don't think so. But this also comes with like a nice little insert with the lyrics, and who mixed it and mastered it, that kind of thing. Well, it's sponsored by. So yeah, really, really happy to have that, and it sounds lush. It sounds really, really nice. So yeah, that's my collection update. Sorry with all the drama that went on before that. It's just me ranting. Hope you're all well. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I'm well over 300 now. I'm at 306 now, something like that. So I've done my target for the year, which was like get 100. So I'm quite happy with that. Let us know what you think of these albums, if you check them out, or anything I should be checking out, because I love people recommending me new albums. Even though I probably can't afford it, it always goes on the list, and eventually I will get around to it. So until then, take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Cheers.